All right, let's talk about a few of those word problems, and then we'll get to the last part of the systems of equations today. Bless you, bless you. Anybody have any questions with ones in particular they want to look at? Bo, tell me.
When you go to number 22. So I may have like just set it up, but I got like 2/3 on my answer. So
Okay, so let's see. A plane flies the first half of a 5,600 kilometer flight into the wind in 3.5 hours. So again, we have the plane plus the wind and the plane minus the wind. Do you agree?
yes.
So the first thing I always try to remind kids when they're doing this is distance equals rate times time. All right, and it's saying the plane flies the first half of the trip. All right, so that distance to me looks like 2,800. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Now, they're going against the wind because it takes longer, correct?
Yeah.
So you would say it's the plane minus the wind times 3.5, which I'm just going to go 7/2.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And then the return trip, which is still 2,800, is going faster because it takes less time.
Yeah.
So it'd be the plane plus the wind, and then that'd be 5/2.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah. I just didn't like put. I didn't put 2,800
Okay.
like in the equation at all. So
All right, you see it now, right? Remember that. Now, again, for everyone here, the 7 halves, we can just multiply by 2 7s. There's no reason to distribute that, right? Which then means that the plane minus the wind is equal to what? 800. And the same principle over here, 2/5, 2/5. All right. And so now the plane plus the wind is equal to what? That's what I got. 1120. 56, 11, 2. Yeah. Is everybody okay with that? Anybody have any issues with distance, rate, and time problems? Yes, good for you. 20 what? Let's look at 21. No, that's okay. Just look at it again. All right. Anybody else? Yes. Which one?
29.
I got a 29. Okay, so this is a common problem. You're investing $6,000, correct? So stocks plus bonds is $6,000, right? Now we're going to make 10% on our bonds and 5% on our dividends. I'm sorry, 5% on our stocks and 10% on bonds. So it's 0.05 S plus 0.1 B, and then we're going to make $375. Do you agree with that?
Mhm.
Now, again, if you want, because we're using calculators, the decimals aren't really that big of a deal. But if you don't want the decimals, you can just say 5S plus 10B equals 37500. You good with that? Yes, ma'am.
Can you do number 30?
All right, let's take a look at 30. In a canoe race, a team paddles downstream 480 meters in 60 seconds. The same team makes the trip upstream in 80 seconds. Find the team's rate in still water and the rate of the current. All right, so again, I feel like this is distance equals rate times time again. Do you agree? So we know that a team paddles downstream at 480 meters, right, in 60 seconds. All right, so I'm saying 480 is equal to, now we have the boat plus the current or the boat minus the current. Does everybody agree with that? Because you're going faster. Boat plus the current. And then the same team makes the trip upstream in 80 seconds. So that'd be the boat minus the current in 80 seconds. And of course, we just divide that out, right? So the boat plus the current is equal to 8, and the boat minus the current is equal to 6. Agree with that?
Yeah. I
Yep.
was just confused on what to make the distance for the center. But I got nothing.
All right. Yes.
26, please.
Let's knock out 26. Oh yeah, this one has been on an SAT. I saw it. All right, so these are kind of good problems now. All right. Now, from last year, do you guys remember a 2-digit number? How do I define a 2-digit number? And if you forget, just write like the number 36. What are you thinking?
We can do like B times 10.
Yes, that's right. So a 2-digit number now, so see if you remember this. 10t plus u. The u stands for the what? The units. Used to be the ones. All right, but they're changing it to units now. So that's a 2-digit number, 10t plus u. Everybody good with that? If I reverse the digits, then what would I call it? Yes, 10u plus t. That's the numbers reversed. All right. So it says when the digits of a 2-digit numbers are reversed. So we're talking about what? 10u plus t. The new number is 36 more than the original. So what's the original? 10t plus u, and then it would be what? Plus 36. And then it says that the units digit is twice the tens digit. You agree with that? Now on this right here, it's just so easy to clean it up. I have 9u equals 9t plus 36. And if I divide by 9, u equals t plus 4. How did I what? There's, right, there's 10u and 1u, right? Everybody good on that? All right, that's a good little review problem right there. Tell me.
Could you do like one of the coolest ones, like number
Like number 1?
1? Yeah, I want to have actually.
Like this?
Uh,
Did you set it up?
yeah.
Okay, so now because we have a calculator, I wouldn't move out the decimals. Right? I would say how many quarters? So since we're looking for quarters, I need to eliminate the what? The dimes, right? So I'm just going to multiply this by negative 0.1. So that gives me negative, what am I getting rid of? The dimes, yeah. Negative 0.1 d minus 0.1 q equals negative 7.7. Do you agree with that? And now the dimes are gone. So I have 0.15 Q equals, what is that? 480. That makes sense now? And so from there, we know that their number of quarters is 32.
Yeah.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
25.
Good. Any one of these can be on the test, guys. So. All right. So this is another really good one. So now that you remember what I just said, we should be a better job of setting it up now. Agreed? So how do I represent a 2-digit number? Yep. So we got 10t plus u is, how do I write the sum of the digits? T plus u. And I want to be what? 4 times that. The tens digit is 3 less than the units digit. How's that read?
Good.
All right, then of course, I always tell kids you should clean it up. So it looks to me like 6t equals what? 3u, so u equals 2t. And that's pretty easy from there. All right, anybody else? Good. All right, let's see if I can do 23. Okay, so now they're telling me the speed of the plane, right?
They're also asking, or kind of confused.
So it can travel 3,120 kilometers with the wind, right? So 840 is my rate plus the wind. Do you agree? So that's rate. It can travel 3,120. So 3,120 equals. Now, do I know how much time it's going to take me? So there we have it. So again, I'm always keeping in mind on any of these, I always just write D equals RT. So this is how fast you're going. We don't know how much time it's going to take. Do you agree? Now it says it would take if I travel against the wind, I can only go what? 1,920. So that'd be 840 minus the wind, and it says the same amount of time. Do you agree with that? So we set that up. Now, listen, on this one, I do want to kind of go ahead and just because I think it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit different. Now, one way is we can just distribute the T, and you can see how simple this is. So 3,120 equals 840 T plus WT, and then 1920 equals 840 T, but now it's minus WT. Does that make sense? And now what happens? Those cancel, right? And so now it's just add those up. So you get 1680 T is equal to, what is that? 5,040 And then if you divide that out, is that 3? Then because we know t is 3, I can just come over here and put a 3 in. So that'd be 1040 equals 840 plus W. So the wind was traveling at a whopping 200 kilometers per hour. All right, that was a good one to do. Tricky. All right, so that's a pretty good job. Anybody else want me to set something up now? All right, so finally I get to teach you something new. All right, which is solving systems of equations. All right, with 3 variables. All right, so listen, very, very easy, but some kids make a mistake because they mess up the first step. All right, so here's what I need you to remember. Your first step, you must eliminate the same variable twice. And once you eliminate the same variable twice, it's super easy. All right, but for whatever reason, kids forget this rule. You must eliminate the same variable twice. All right, so again, I'm just going to show you how simple it is, and you guys are going, oh, that's easy, and be on your way. All right. For example, this guy right here, number 1. You have to decide what variable looks like it's the easiest to eliminate, the X, the Y, or the Z. All right, so I'm agreeing with you. All right, so now we have to eliminate the Y how many times? So I am going to group these 2 together, and we're going to add them, correct? And then I'm going to group these 2 together and add them. And then what will happen to the Y? It'll be eliminated. All right, everybody good with that? All right, so now I'm going to take my copy, paste. There's those. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the first one. I'm going to grab the third one. Very helpful. All right, now watch how simple this is. So you just draw a line underneath it. And I can just go ahead and what? Add them like normal. And when I add them, what happens to the Y's? So I end up with
5x plus 3c.
everybody agree with that? Then over here, oh wow, this problem's really easy. Why is this one easy?
Because the X and the Y are both canceled.
Yeah, the X and the Y are both canceling. Normally that doesn't happen. Maybe they want to start out easy. So this becomes what? And so now right off the bat, we know Z equals what? 3. Now I've solved for Z. What can I do with this Z? Yeah, the best thing to do is plug it in over here, because then we can figure out what. So now we can all do the mental math on that. So X equals somebody. Anybody have any issues? Now we have X and Z. You have to pick any one of those equations. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to paste. Does it matter which one? Nope. And just plug in for X and plug in for Z. So I have -2, -3. And again, you guys, I'm expecting you to do the mental math there carefully. And then you always write it as an ordered pair, believe it or not. in alphabetical order. So we say -2, comma, -3, comma, 3. So the key is always to eliminate the same variable twice. If you do that, it's really simple. Then you just get it down to a system of equations with 2 variables and solve from there. What?
Is it just a coincidence that it was in negative? Oh, never mind. I got it.
Okay. Now, let's try number 3, because number 3 is very similar to number 1, except this time the y's are not going to cancel out. I mean, the variables will not, 2 variables won't cancel out at once. All right, so does everybody agree we're still eliminating the y? All right, so here we go. I'm just going to copy. And then I want the first and the third, right? And like I said, this one's easier because, again, the y's just do what? Yeah, they just cancel right out. All right, so here we have what? Beautiful. And over here we have, okay, now generally what I tell kids is now you just put these together and solve these or this system of equation. All right, so I'm going to write again -3x plus 2z equals -5 and x minus 2z equals 7. Again, this is kind of easy because what happens to the z's? Right, so now I have -2x equals 2, so x equals -1. All right, now let's do our great mental math skills. So if I let x equals -1, that becomes a what? 3. Then move it over, it becomes, so z becomes what? I got -1. Am I right? Oh no, that's wrong. +3, -8. Yeah, -4. I don't know why I trust anybody. All right, z equals -4. Is everybody okay with that? Now, again, it's just a matter of pick one of the other 3, right? And it's really, like I said, it's really, really simple. Then you just plug in the numbers. What do I have? -2 plus 5y equals 12. Is that right? -2 plus 5y plus 12 equals -10. And someone told me that's what? Anybody else get -4?
Yeah.
All right, so now we go ahead and say,
-1, -4.
there you go. All right, so let's do a couple more together. All right, I need some help with number 5. What are we going to try to eliminate? And does it matter if we eliminate the R, the S, or the T? No. All right, we're just trying to look to see which one's easier. Somebody said T. All right, so the first and the third are nice. And then maybe the first and the second, correct? All right, so let's grab the first and the second. And then we'll grab the first and the third. Now, what am I doing here, guys? Multiplying the bottom one by 2. All right, now I'm just showing you this. It's no advantage right at this moment, but does everybody see if I wanted to, I could divide the top by 4. Yeah, I always say you should try to make it easy if you can, right? It's not that it's helpful. I'm just saying in your observation, you could say I could just simplify the top by dividing by 4. All right, but right now we're going to multiply by 2. That gives me 8R. So where am I at? And again, if I wanted to, I could divide by 2, but we'll see if there's any advantage. And over here, do I need to multiply by anything? No, so this is just what? I'm happy with that. Now I'm just looking at these two. And what could I do, someone? Multiply the bottom by what? Negative 12. Negative 12R. Now, if we're looking at this, just be careful. Add those together, right? Anybody else get 82? Equals 246. So it looks like S was what? 3. And now that I know S is 3, just be real careful with your mental math. That'd be negative 6, 12, 1. Does everybody agree with R equals 1? Now we know that R equals 1. Doesn't matter what equation you select, they'll all work out to be the same. So negative 3 minus 9 minus 4t somebody help me. T is what? Negative 12, negative 4. Looks to me like positive 1. And now again, you just put them in alphabetical order. So we say the answer is, yeah, 131. All right, so let's try number 8. All right, what looks good? Yeah, I like A. So we definitely just want to grab this. And then I would do the negative and the positive, right? So this one. And then the third one. All right, which is nice. This just becomes what? Now over here, here's where you have to always remember, you have to eliminate the same variable twice or you won't be able to do it. All right, so help me. There you go. multiplying by 4 and 5. And then the bottom. All right, so what does that simplify to? Now you see what I mean? It'd be easy just to do what? Yeah, B plus C equals -1. Now, honestly, notice how this is written, B plus C equals -1. I would just go ahead and divide this guy by what? I divide by -6. Now, why do I divide by -6? Because then what's going to happen with B and C?
They're gonna be negative.
Yeah, they're going to be negatives. So it's -B minus C equals -1/2. So now what happens here? Zero equals -3/2, right? Everybody okay with that? 0 equals -3/2. So then that is a what? Yeah, we just say there is not a solution for that.